Alright, now it's time to formulate a plan to free Penelope.
Which means we need another heist.
Kinda, sorta. Lefwee's, ship is clearly outmatching ours, so we need to do some upgrades. Also, nice repertoire photo Bentley.
From when she was blind.
Yeah.
To put it plainly, we're in for a fight. Lefwee is an intelligent opponent, and we'll need to do everything in our power to stack the odds in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
First, we'll push the
Yeah, first it's time to put Dimitri to good use, to actually, salvage some stuff from who is underwater in order to use to power up our cannons.
Oh.
And
Dimitri
then
has
to fight,
game.
and also we need to fight a particular type of fleet that otherwise might, be an obstacle towards the fight against Lefwee.
Oh, what's this? Demetrius gameplay? I wonder what that could mean.
He has gameplay.
And finally, there needs to be some investigation doing some misty waters. I wonder what's inside that.
Oh, hey, Kraken.
Nah, Joe, it's just imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all these repertoire photos.
Where does he get some of them?
He's just that good, Joe. All right, let's start. Let's start with salvaging. Salvaging operation, I think.
That's the thing, Tio. He takes pictures of stuff that is yet to happen yet.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he is some mystical photographer.
Also, Dimitri, you might want to remove your rings. They might get rusty or you may lose them.
This is what the kids are talking about.
Hey man, you can try, but you'll never capture my essential
Yeah,
stuff.
that too.
It's like smoke, ungrabbable and all over the place. But no matter, no thing. Come at me with some.
He's not wrong about part of that.
Fine. Your objective is beyond the reef. We're looking for some more of these cannon blast amplification calls.
Yeah, maybe it was a sign of the times, but it is a bit weird how there's these 2 to 3 second gaps in between their
I'll
sentences
cut
to
the
each other.
colors and spice up your basket.
I don't think even back then this stuff was natural.
Hey, you want some depth optimizers for your
Yeah, I know, right? See what I did there?
Alright, Dimitri's control scheme is a tad obnoxious. You basically steer, if I recall correctly, with the right analog stick. And you only have, there you go, an harpoon gun, which is fine but not super effective, and the aim is a bit all over the place.
It's
Also,
like
as you can see, due to your HUD, your vision is impaired.
by his hands.
Not just that, also the entire school mask is basically blocking 40% of the screen.
Also, here's the problem with the HD version. Because there's more resolution to it,
Yeah, I can see the bars.
You can see the bars, literally the gaps behind the scuba gear vesting, which kind of ruins the immersion.
Literal immersion. Also, watch out because, of course, these are shark-infested waters.
Only the safest.
Also, the music, while trying clearly to invoke the sense of dread, for example, like Jaws, it's just not super fitting, to be honest.
Yeah,
Shit.
good shark.
There you go. Again, the first part of the mission is to procure these colors, which apparently boost the effectiveness of the cannons. Don't ask. And you have to get them one at a time. It can get a bit tedious. Also, you have a limited. You can actually boost in terms of swimming, in order to go a bit faster. But you consume the red bar that you see on the left, meaning that you cannot do that all the time. And much like the recovery from the turret sections, it can get exhausted pretty fast.
So, I'm gonna just say this again here. I like all these different gameplay styles, which it just baffles me that they didn't refine these in the game that comes after. Like, I mean, okay. Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex has a ton of problems, yes, but I can say this, at least that game seemed like it was trying to build off of Crash 3. Yeah, it kind of did it a little too much, but, you know, at least it felt like they weren't just outright abandoning all the improvements here and there. Whereas Thieves in Time, well, I know, okay, actually, I haven't mentioned this before, but yeah, Thieves in Time kind of really, unfortunately, nixes a lot of this new gameplay style here. Like, again, it feels like you make all these different gameplay styles so that you can refine them, see what works here and there. Like, going off of Thieves in Time, apparently, almost none of the new gameplay styles worked, apparently.
It's a long story, like I said. I want to reserve that for when we start that actual game. But anyway,
Why do
now
I bring this up? Oh, sorry, go on.
now you need to get 2 gold fishes. Of course, this will also help your cannons in some kind of fashion. But in order to do that, you need to go on the bottom of a reef under the rock formation, which is claustrophobic as fuck. And if I recall correctly, there are also hammerhead sharks roaming there, so you need to be careful when I want to go on, Joe. In the meantime, it's going to take a bit.
I bring this up mainly because I actually do like this gameplay style as well. Again, it's not going to be something for everyone here. For starters, first person. For another bit here, like Tia said, the weird view excursion here, not helped by the fact that the HD remake ruins the immersion because again, they didn't adjust the width of like the scuba diving mask look. So yeah, again.
Also, like I said, the control scheme is a bit wonky.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's a shame that they couldn't touch up the controls in this HD remake as well. Like, okay, from what I understand, the HD collection was to show that Sanzaru were worthy of making the next Sly game, I think.
Basically, the story goes that Sanzaru actually pitched Sly 4 to Sony because apparently they were interested in working on this series. And yes, this trilogy this HD trilogy was meant to serve as their trial period, you know, to see how people would react to the and since the HD trilogy is perfectly serviceable, they were like, okay, sure, I guess.
I guess I'm a bit more iffy on this because, okay, when it comes to the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, that I get being a test, which apparently Vicarious Vision still didn't pass because they didn't get to return for Crash 4, but that's another story. But yeah, okay, with Crash the Insane trilogy, that's a full-on remake. Like, they had to make that step from the ground up here. Whereas this, again, it's nice, but at the end of the day, it's still a remaster. Like, most of the work, from what I understand, is already done, and it's not like they changed up much of the gameplay here. Now, from what I understand, they did touch it up so that it looks better. Can you confirm, Tio?
Yes. Again,
okay, yeah.
They also boosted up some minor things. Like I said, for example, the bottle sounds in 2 was apparently not loud enough in the original version, meaning that, you know, some players might have not actually managed to get those. So they actually, you know, improved on that front. I actually know the full details, but again, they generally still did work on these.
I think my point is like, well, I mean, gameplay-wise, I don't think they really added in anything new, though.
Not that I know. They did a minimal, like a very minor collection of mini games attached to these. I don't actually show them, but you can get from them through the main menu of the trilogy. Basically, they're just there to. They're also compatible to the PS Move. They were just there to test the gimmicks that are like something like shoot the target and stuff like that.
It's the interesting thing because at the time that this HD collection was being made, 2013, sorry, 2012. Did it come out in 2012? Was it? If I remember correctly?
So.
Yeah, 2012. If I remember, you know what's interesting? At that point, Bluepoint had just finished in just 1 year in 2011, releasing both the Metal Gear Solid HD collection and the Shadow and the Colossus and Eco collection. And shortly after that, Microsoft of all people literally went to them to get them to make a 360 remake of Titanfall. Of Titanfall 1. So at the time that this was being made, this collection, Bluepoint was actually busy in their one of their 2 non-Sony projects. So that's kind of interesting.
But yeah, it's like, oh, I mean, again, I'm not gonna act like a remaster doesn't take some work, but having like what was essentially a polished up version of it be their test feels weird. I mean, who knows? Maybe they did have to do stuff on the ground up here and there. It's just that, okay, by the logics of a big company, I'm wondering how a remaster of this caliber would be a true test to see if someone is worthy of making a whole new original game here, when essentially what they're doing is touching stuff up here and there. Like, even with Bluepoint, when it comes to their remasters, you can tell that they touch stuff up gameplay-wise here and there too when it needs to. So it, like, yeah, with Bluepoint, it's always the definitive version.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, okay.
Yes, I
like
still believe this is still the definitive version of the original trilogy.
I can agree with that. Fair enough. But
Sure.
again, though, I guess I ask this, though. Based off of just this remaster alone, would you have believed that Sanzaru were capable of making a game themselves?
Sure.
Or...
Like I said, Jova, yes, there are some problems, but I can easily gloss over them. Anyway,
Fair
next
enough.
mission is to fight the red flag fleet. The first one
Yep.
is easy. It's just one ship, but later on you will have to fight multiple ships at the same time, and you will use a map to actually get track of the locations. This is why you doing the mission with Dimitri is actually helpful, because your cannons actually get boosted beforehand, so you
Yep.
actually have more fighting chance for this.
I guess, to be fair, there wasn't much else they could do to test them out for Sly. It's like, oh, what I have to test you before making a new game? Make a new game, I guess, would have been the alternative as opposed to testing them with the remaster. So it's all fine there and there. Although, I guess the weird thing is like, well, Sanzaru was a weird pick in general, because unfortunately their repertoire were
No, but that's the thing,
kinda
Jova.
mediocre games.
Remember, Jova. Sony didn't
They
pick
came
them.
out, like,
They
they
were the
arrived.
they were the ones that went to Sony first and asked if they could work on the Saga franchise. That's what happened, actually. That's the thing. Sanzaru at the time wasn't even. I mean, yeah. This was literally the first high-profile project that they had, I think, wasn't it?
There we go.
If I remember correctly. I mean, it's been a while since I know I checked their resume
so,
a couple of parts ago. I did check their resume, but I don't remember much. But yeah, this was the first. They were the ones who were apparently fans of the franchise and wanted to work on it, so they came to Sony and pitched that idea, actually. So.
Alright, let's speed up this part.
I know this track.
Why not? I mean, it's themed.
What is this track?
The battle
This is
theme from
basic-
the Caribbean in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ah,
Yeah, it's sadly not He's a Pirate, but it's still good.
Did I guess the Mora got fed up of having to constantly pay royalties?
Kinda. Even though nothing from the Pirates of the Caribbean world apparently shows up in Melody of Memory, supposedly.
Which agitates me. And then again, it's the same game that has Sephiroth's theme there, but doesn't have him as a boss for that particular theme.
Well, considering it's a Revan game, I'm willing to give it a pass at least for that, in that case.
Theatrim was structured to make sure to have also boss fights that involve Riven game, but the way Melody of Memory is structured, you cannot have that. So if anything,
that's the thing,
you have
that's the
it's the
thing,
same
Melody
team.
Memory-
No, that's what I mean, Jova. It's the same team, so essentially you have to blame on their decision to structure the game like this.
That's the thing, though. Melody Memory does have boss fights, but it has so few of them, and some of the
It
picks
does
are
too,
weird.
actually. Yeah, it does actually. It's
Again, like I said, they do have boss fights, so why the hell wasn't Sephiroth present for the one-winged angel bit?
yeah, it is weird
Literally-
actually. I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah.
And sadly, we
Um,
have only... Oh, gone.
There we go.
Well, no, actually, what I wanted to say was irrelevant to your point about Melody Memory. So, finish if you want.
We sadly only have one Disney boss in that entire game as well. And then, weirdly enough, some of the other choices are weird. Like, okay, Melody and Memory is a valiant effort here. But I'm gonna be honest, it's definitely one of the weaker Kingdom Hearts titles in terms of decisions made.
Alright, now it's time to
Oh.
investigate through the fog.
I'm glad I'm not missing anything in terms of melody and memory then.
You can
are
you
missing
can.
out on some
The
story
frame
bits.
rate!
She can just watch it on YouTube anyway. That's what I did. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Disney, but I can't see a thing in this fog. If your sea monster's here, there's no way we'll find him.
Well, it's imperative we track it down and discover why the pirates fear it so vehemently. Panda King, do you
It's
have
so
any
deadly that it has to be
fireworks
killed off
that
screen in
might
order to
light
win.
up? Make it
Nah.
easier to spot the creature?
My fireworks are not flares. They burst with ferocious beauty. And then
Oh,
That's exactly what a flare
it's very
does.
poetic.
To really get out of here. With visibility this bad, we might sail into a rock. The boat might take some real damage.
And it's behind you,
Bye,
isn't
we.
it?
We should totally have a Kung Fu Panda and Sly Cooper crossover, just so that he can interact with Poe.
There we go.
Of course.
Okay, now that's some real damage.
Now that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Do.
Attack its weak point for
So yeah, now
massive damage.
you have also Panda King. Welcome to your farm. Now you have a boss fight where you control Panda King, which again is pretty neat. So at least I'm glad to have that one of the two sections where you control him is used like this. So yeah, charge your fireworks and strike the tentacles before they strike you.
To show the power of my fireworks, I saw this bolt in half.
Don't worry. Conveniently for this boss fight, the masks are out of the way to give you more movement.
They will magically reappear after we're done. Yes, Jova.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
that's
far,
just
this is pretty straightforward. Go on, Pedro.
now, fortunately, Jove, there's I don't know if you know this. There's this one of the all-time big Kingdom Hearts YouTube channels is Everglow, made by an Italian fan of the series. Who's actually, and he has an amazing project called the Kingdom Hearts Timeline, where he literally has the entire timeline, and he literally includes everything, and I do mean everything.
So what does he make an
Journal entries
version of that every now and then?
Journal entries included. I'm not even kidding. Awesome. Like he literally has the whole fucking information that you could ever want on a convenient playlist that everybody can just sit down and watch, basically.
Honestly, it's only a matter of time until Gamer Fum TV also makes a Kingdom Hearts timeline video or two.
As for one point, that's the thing, Joe. We're going back to the remasters point you were making. When Bluepoint makes a remaster, they literally go back to the original disc and reverse engineer the code to literally use the original code, like they do it for the remix as well now. So it would be much easier because most likely what Sanzaru did is what most companies making remasters do, is that they try to recreate the original code from scratch based to their best of their ability. Bluepoint doesn't do that. Bluepoint says the original code is fine as it is. Let's just go out of our way to just bring it out of the disk, even if it's troublesome.
That's usually what the other problem, because one thing that hampered about emulation on PS2 titles was the fact that the code was not working on modern systems. Hence why it might have not worked out for other titles. So I get the idea that instead, one thing that was done was what they might have done was still look at the source code, but still they might have not been as capable as working with that as someone like Bluepoint instead.
That's the thing too. Marcus, aka the president of Bluepoint, he specifically says no, don't use the source code that the company archives. He says in his wisdom that developers should not do that. Instead, go back to the original discs that were actually released to the public and reverse engineer that stuff. Why? Because not only for the reasons you said, that not always the source code is well preserved, but also because there are a lot of times where in between the source code archival process and the actual shipment of the discs, there can be some last minute fixes that developers put in that's not in the source code archive. So.
I wonder, do you think eventually Bluepoint are going to redeem Silent Hill with their own brand of remastering?
Well, it depends on many things, Jova.
Well, right now, I can't say anything for sure, Jova, because we don't have any news yet. However, there's a shit ton of sources, and I do mean a shit ton of sources at this point, literally, not to give you an idea, to the point where it's pretty much almost confirmed, because there's way too many insiders with credibility actually saying this, so it's getting to a point where you just have to say, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what they say, right?
Okay.
So basically, apparently, Jova, it's being done by a prominent Japanese developer, quote unquote. So a lot of people are actually So some people are wondering if Sony managed to convince Konami to license out Silent Hill so that Kojima Productions can finally make Silent Hills, aka PT. So it should be interesting.
Imagine.
Well, Kojima did already say that his next game is going to be a horror game, so...
And there you go. At least with Panda King, we have repelled for the time being the Kraken.
Plot twist is Sega or something.
Your assistance is requested.
Any minute now with this frame. Great. Seriously, what is the thing that fucks up here? The fog?
Probably.
While I go below and hurriedly craft more fireworks.
So yeah, now it's basically tag out with Zai. Now Zai has to use the cannon to actually defeat the repel the Kraken.
I mean, what could he have left?
It's behind you, isn't it?
Say about another 100 feet and a dozen tentacles? Just a rough guess.
Shit.
It's always tentacles.
Also, this Kraken is shooting meteorites from its upper mouth thingy. So basically, now you need to go back and forward, from the cannons, in order to repel the tentacles. There you go, like that, to pin them down, to make sure that the Kraken actually gets close to the ship, and then use the cannon on it. Again, it's also an interesting strategy for going against it. There you go. Oh fuck.
Ah, what a lovely face.
Pantoum, is that you?
I faced some.
God, it does look like Phantoon.
Sorry, Dave, what you said?
Nah, I was going off Job's point, that's a face some.
Fire! No? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's also another thing. Your cannons, the rate of recharging of your cannons surprisingly varies. They not like recharge all of them at the same time, but instead like one, then another one. I don't know what is determined. There we go. Alright, maybe this time. Boom! There we go. Yes, Bentley, I'm trying to do that. It's not easy, but everything is blowing shit up around me. There we go. Ow. Also, this Kraken actually has a name. I forgot what we call, but we will call it also later because, again, there's a bit of foreshadowing. Anyway, second hit. I think one more and we should be good to go. So Shirai, as far as aquatic creatures go, would you want this thing in an aquarium?
Yeah, why not?
It can remove, unwanted guests from the house, I guess.
I'm not going to be the one to put it in there, but sure.
Maintenance must be really, really rough for this.
As long as it doesn't eat too much.
There we go. Are you calming down
right
now?
in the eye.
Can we stare at it, please?
I mean, it's staring at us.
Worthy of the names King and Cooper.
Yay.
You really softened him up for me.
Oh, they're starting to get along.
Action, reaction, bros. You two stand tall.
Say, Guru, could you get inside this creature's mind?
Not sure it's a good idea. Usually Krakens are associated with, eldritch abominations.
Wait, let's have a look.
Yep.
Let's do it. Just take any precautions you can.
What's he trying to do?
Getting us a new ally out here in the sea.
Oh. Well, he tried. Well, shit, the Guru died.
Don't leave us!
Yeah, this is a bit of a problem.
Well,
Sadly-
our job's complete.
Sadly, we will have to move on without that, so It's time to focus on the operation to rescue Penelope.
All right.
Reverse double cross, it's not...
Not one of your better names,
Yeah.
Bentley.
Crafty nature, Lefwee has undoubtedly locked her up in
Oh yeah, by the way, one of our team died, but who cares? Let's move on.
the skull keep, and 2, the brig of the Death's Head. Our team is too small to assault both.
Guru's dead, Bentley. Respect his death.
Back on a little
How
See,
dare
this
you,
is
Shadow
right, Rich. He
Trickster.
just can't accept it.
He's savage.
with the Death's Head, armed with the element of surprise and our cannon up.
Don't forget this
It should
coping.
be a fair fight. But remember, Penelope might be on board.
So we don't know the location of Penelope, so we need to make sure that the teams are in two different, completely different locations. One will use his unresistible charm to anger Lefwee, while others will actually, scout the island.
Too many to fight hand to hand. And second, it's the best way to get an audience with Lefwee. Given his smug nature, he's sure to brag where she's hidden if we can get him angry enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's like irritate the daylights out of this guy. It's our best and only chance to rescue Penelope. Once he talks, we roll out plan A or B, depending on the situation. This Lefwee is a smart man. Our only hope is to outsmart him at his own game.
Sly, why was your hat glitching in that photo?
He was
Why
just
not?
fucking around. Fuck. Basically, now in order to start the mission, you need to enter the port if you don't get, stranded. There you go.
Steady as she goes.
Battle stations, we're headed into action.
Yay.
It's gonna be tight sailing in here, Sly.
No, it's not really.
Rocks.
Basically, it's another ship fight, but surprising enough, the Death's Hand is not really that, that intimidating as a ship. It has a better aim compared to the others, but it goes down just like the others, so there is that. Also, no, there's literally no one aboard.
It's another ghost ship.
Sure. Again, I get the idea of what they wanted to do with this new type of gameplay, but again, it's still a prototype, more prehistoric.
Also, for as many problems as I may have had with Kingdom Hearts 3, I will admit the ship combat gameplay in that is quite interesting.
go. Already
considering
done.
the
Master down. Ram him and jump on board.
Oh, almost went Pirates of the Caribbean there with the soundtrack, did we?
Alright, now it's time to piss off Lefwee.
A bad choice boarding a ship packed with over 100 pirates. Sure you can.
Those do not really look like 100.
I don't know about all of you, but yours, I'm sure it can manage.
Yeah, if there are any fans watching One Piece on TV in the West at the time, they'd be like, hey, why aren't the pirates rapping or have funny accents?
Well, it's funny you mentioned rapping, Dwibs. Back in the day, there was a form of rapping. It was done with.
Alright,
pop
let's
songs.
try to find something that can tickle his anger bone. Let's see what to insult.
This plank's got splinters in it. I thought a prissy sailor like you would take more pride in his ship.
Oh, no. I take a great deal of pride working splinters into the feet of those off my plank. Arr, arr. 'Tis the extra touches that makes all the difference.
Oh, it's
Wow.
considerate. Alright, let's try
Your crew doesn't
The crew,
like
why
you,
not?
Lefwee. Where'd you find
Oh,
them?
I'm sure he cares oh so much about them.
Ooh.
Oh, hear that, shipmate? The condemned man labeled you all wastes of skin. Ah, how's that fit with ya? Stick him! Tear the meat from his bones. Let's drink his blood. It appears you're right, Cooper. They are devious.
That was funny.
Can you walk the plank? You're the pinnacle of creativity, Lefwee.
Not creative. I'm the smartest man in the seven seas. You slanderous scabbards.
Alright, let's try to rattle him up a little more. Let's see, play it cool, show him up, or make fun of his pirate talk.
stop it. You're hurting my feelings. More name calling like that, and I'm leaving.
Won't get out of this one, Cooper.
Oh, dang.
Remember, these guys are still LARPers at the end, so...
I mean, he can still give as good as he
That's
gets,
the
I
best insult
guess.
you can think of? I could do better in a coma while speaking a foreign language to deaf apes.
Your wordsmithing is preposterous.
Wait, are we implying that apes are non-sentient animals in this universe?
That's racist.
Like giving the sharks something to chew on.
Alright, let's try making fun of pirate
Got
talk.
a real knack for pirate talk. Put two nonsense words together and pow! Scary pirate name calling.
Bah! You might be quick with
No,
the
you need one of
tongue.
those name generators.
Yes.
Me! You'll never find her.
Alright, we're close enough, so might as well go for the killing. Alright, let's walk skill at hiding her. We need to keep her prisoner, or is attractiveness to woman.
Yeah, I suppose you'd have to keep her locked up. After all, if she ever got away, you'd never get a date.
Ooh.
It is true, I have a strong personality.
What a classy person.
Yeah. You know, T, I've noticed that the birds in this game seem to be the most psychopathic, and Clockwork was also a bird.
Literally
Yeah.
fueled by hate.
So, is there a thing with fowls in this series? Like,
I don't know.
Girl tough as that will free yourself by tomorrow morning. Then come and steal your wallet.
That chickadee will never escape her skull keep. She's locked up in irons, and there she stays until she agrees to love me, despite all my faults.
Oh, well, at least you'll meet it.
This time sharks launched on your parts.
Well, at least we know where she is, supposedly. So, bye. And yes, no splash.
ha ha.
Step
So
on her,
long,
and
suckers,
then
I guess.
Captain, no splash.
The lover
Not a sound. Also, they had time to deposit mines into the water, I see.
This actually is pretty easy. Just go straight up and dodge the cannonballs. They will barely hit you.
Row,
Just
row your boat like your life depends on it.
Spurry's up for the job, don't worry. There we go.
I'll make a run for Penelope. You keep the boat safe. We're gonna need it for the escape.
Safe as a baby. Now get moving.
And now we need to use, there we go, we're gonna need to use the floating boxes that Bentley and Penelope did use the first time we got here. Thankfully, Sly is a bit more agile, so he should not fall as much in the water like Bentley was about to.
You know, Bentley, don't get too perturbed that Sly's doing this, because in your case, it takes a lot of talent to do stuff on this with a wheelchair.
Oof. These saves.
Like, you know, at least Sly's using his own feet. Like, imagine balancing a wheelchair and having to accommodate for all that.
Alright, let's try to find Penelope.
It's always a skull rock with you people.
They're very dedicated, Jova.
Yes.
There she is.
Penelope, that you? It's time for
Oh,
a
shit.
Oh!
Lefwee. He's good.
Dead.
I love how he has to compliment him right as the bomb is ticking down.
Fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Thinks he can outmaneuver the
Wow, gotta give Lefwee credit.
Well,
He actually
that's the
fought
end of
several.
Sly Cooper. That's the Sly 3. Final thoughts?
First mate, Joe.
Gotta
Shame.
Aye, aye, sir. Take a battalion of your best
Gotta
men,
give
raid
Lefwee
the
credit
bush.
though. Like he literally did outsmart them.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, don't cut me off while
Oh.
I'm speaking.
Although Lefwee, there's one other thing.
Making for the open water, sir. Rats indeed. Make full stay with what must we got. If they make it out to sea, we'll never catch them. Aye, aye, sir.
Bentley! Sly's all blown up and Lefwee's boat is gaining on you.
You know what that means.
Don't worry, Murray, it's all part of a
If I
plan.
can get into deeper waters, I should be able to give this guy the slip.
But Sly!
Keep it together. We're not done yet.
Yep.
Wow, Bentley, have you become a psychopath? Two of your comrades have just either been drowned or blown up.
You're asking if he's become a psychopath, Dibs?
Yeah.
Shit. So, no hard feelings, huh?
And their last requests.
Jumanji?
Sorry, Lefwee, but I'm sure this water is deep enough.
Deep enough to be your grave.
Guru, Crusher, now!
There you go, that's the name, Crusher. Hey, surprise, the Guru made it! I suppose he can breathe underwater, I guess.
Crusher! We're doomed!
Good to see you too. I'll focus on freeing Penelope.
It was all part of the plan. How Bentley knew the Guru was still alive?
I don't know.
He just did.
Totally.
So yeah, in this section you don't have to control Bentley, but instead the two tentacles of the Kraken, moving up and down and smack all the pirates will arrive. This is immensely satisfying.
Hey, Dibs, imagine getting to play as the Kraken.
Well, yeah, it would have been a lot more better than what we got in Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
It's also very intuitive. You have to use L1 and R1, the trigger buttons, so why not?
For a moment there, I
Does the
thought...
Kraken show up in any of the Kingdom Hearts games?
It actually shows up in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Basically,
it does, yeah.
Kingdom
You
Hearts
actually
3...
get to do a fight with that one this time.
Yes,
Okay,
Kingdom
okay.
Kingdom
Here-
Hearts 3
We
abridges
fight
the plot
Davy
of-
Jones.
No, also the Kraken.
Oh, yeah, that is
Ki-
true, actually.
Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3 essentially kind of bridges the plot of 2. It very condenses it, but makes it sure the Kraken this time remains alive for the final battle. So,
Yep. So essentially, it's like an alternate universe version of Kingdom Hearts 3, where what if the Kraken was alive for the final battle?
Yeah, because I mean,
actually
Pirates
thought-
of the Caribbean, because I mean, putting them both together, Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3's plot is extremely messy. So I can understand why they'd want to streamline it a bit.
It's,
that's also the thing. The 2's plot is actually one where not much happens in terms of action. You get like one potential big sword fight when
well, it's kind
you
of
need
the
to get
Curse of the
jar-
Black Pearl plot.
the Jar of
really.
the Earth, and then at the end when they need to defend the Kraken against the Kraken, but that's it.
Oh, okay, I thought... Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you were saying,
You were
Pedro?
saying?
Oh, well, the Pirates World in Kingdom Hearts 2 is basically just the Curse of the Black Pearl retold,
Yeah, no, I
really.
was talking about what these was saying.
Sure. For a moment there, Joe, I thought you were doing a Sea of Thieves joke or something. With the whole... Because since the Kraken
Well,
shows up so
okay.
little in that game... Oh, okay,
You get
at
credit to
launch.
Sea of-
Maybe it's changed since then, I don't know.
No,
I
no,
actually
no.
don't know about that.
Still an issue there, but okay. With Sea of Thieves, I guess you technically do get to fight the Kraken. The problem is
Alright,
that...
here we go. There's Penelope in an actual damsel outfit.
Dressed up as a pirate.
It's just that she can look cute for Benty.
She actually now has the hots for Bentley.
Back off, Guru. I'll deal with this guy.
Okay.
Set me up to think I'd outsmarted you. Then fooled me.
Why did you have to change her outfit?
I didn't.
Because Lefwee is kind of a psychopath too.
Never had the pleasure.
Because Lefwee likes women dressed like that and he's a sicko or
He
something. I
wants
don't
her
know.
to LARP Shiroi. Come on.
Oh, God, no.
Guys!
Guru!
Oh shit.
Fly! He can't swim!
Aye, shipmate, but who'll be helping?
Ah!
And now it's time for having a boss fight with Penelope. Finally, tired of being a fucking damsel in distress, she's gonna beat the shit out of Lefwee. Enjoy.
He's gonna stab him.
With even better, Shiroi, we're actually having an actual proper boss fight and it drove us delight, a proper Swashbuckling duel.
Yep. And to Tio's delight, it's with Penelope on foot this time.
It works, you will see in a second, but it works a bit differently than the other boss fights. It's a little dance of death, like we said. You don't really have an empire, also Bentley, we'll just leave you here. There you go. You need to use the stances to counter what you can do. There you go. I'm showing for.
Farewell, my pirate flower. But short and bloody.
Ugh.
Well, I guess
You
he's
need to
some...
dodge. There you go. You cannot attack Lefwee like this normally. Constantly dodges. You need to wait until his attacks are all done, like this. And when he's actually bowing like that, you can actually have to strike in one of two attacks, either with square or triangle, like that. Do it constantly until he falls overboard 3 times, and you're done.
Get back here.
Haha. But yeah, like Tio said, be careful. I also like the site because, like, while he does telegraph his attacks, it's not like in a case where it's too easy. Like an actual real sword fight, you have to be very mindful, especially when he goes for the feint.
Also, well, at first, he has like a total number of attacks that he can do. Sometimes they can be a bit unpredictable. They can do only 2 or only 4, and then for the third phase, he keeps mix and matching up. It's kinda like a bit, a transpositional mechanic that Captain Hook uses in Chain of Memories, where it's completely unpredictable. You cannot rely on normal strategy.
Well, technically, too, as long as you keep a good deck and make sure you can counter. Again, like the thing about Chain of Memories is that as long as you know how to use the game's mechanics, you can always counter anything in that
yes,
game.
but that's
Yeah,
the
I've
thing.
heard that game is easy to explore.
Yes, but that's the thing. Hook is specialized in zeros, essentially. So out of nowhere, he can basically destroy whatever combo you were building with no premise at all.
That is true too, but here's the thing. Zeros can also be broken by anything. So if you have your own deck of zeros, you can counter that. That's the thing about...
No. That is it. But again, it's a bit longer to explain. Joe Scorcher actually did a better summation of that in one of his top 15s. But the point is that the entire fantasy is relying on unpredictability.
The problem with Hook is like, well, yes, you can technically break a 0, but a 0 can break anything, which means Hook can essentially get you into a bit of a death loop eventually here and there. And he has the advantage because he'll be able to reload his deck a lot easier than, say, you can eventually, especially if you waste your combos on him, unfortunately.
Come on, almost there.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me, Kingdom Hearts 3 actually runs at a flawless 60 on the PS5.
And yes, by the way, if we actually dies like this, he gets eaten by sharks. He doesn't actually get arrested.
I thought he was going to be octo food.
That too, I guess. You could turn it what you want. Yeah, that's kind of macabre. Don't do LARPing, kids. It will ruin your life.
Who'd done more than just rescue a team member. He'd won himself a
Yay!
But
It was nice to hear him talk. They'd have these conversations.
I must go now. My planet needs me.
He's like, he grows up so fast.
he's proud.
But yeah, in the plus side, we also gained a new party member, I guess.
Dimitri.
Informed that he'd be our frogman.
Why not?
Not that any of us had even asked him.
That's how you do it.
For the first time in memory, Carmelita didn't show
Yeah.
up and cart everyone to jail. Oh well, I'll send her a postcard.
Aw, he actually
You miss
sounds
her.
bad.
Yay! Wish you were here.
Wish you were here, Carmelita. Oh, seriously, where the hell were you?
And now the gang is complete.
Pretty much, because join us next time where we reprise the action and see how the gang fares on the island of Dr. M. So stay tuned. See ya.
See ya.
See you.